Why, hello there. So this is the first video on the Dreadwake channel, and I can give a full-on explanation about it, but first of all, I'm gonna ask you, do you want to work on this game? Well, I'm hiring! So before I get into the video and explain what it really is about, just letting you know, we need modelers, artists, conceptors, animators, and coders, scripters, all that type of stuff. So hit me up. I'll put my Discord on the screen right now. Hit me up and I will add you and just see what goes on. Alright, onto the video. So, hi. So, Godzilla Dreadwake. So, I know that the bio of the channel kind of explains it already, but I'm just going to give an explanation to it, like, in a very long, like, you know what I mean, right? I'm really bad at explaining things, or just saying things as a whole. But anyway, Godzilla Dreadwake is an asymmetrical horror game which is inspired by Outcome Memories, Pillar Chase, and other things, but instead of being like Sonic or Mario, like the Catastrophe, it's more so Godzilla. But we are planning on making it, like, as fun as possible. Not to just be boring like most ASIMs are. That's a joke. Please. OM Devs, please don't. OM Devs, wait! Oh! Alright, so let's go over, like, what's the roster for 0.1 and what are going to be the maps and everything, because obviously you're going to need to know about that before we get into anything else. So let's start with the roster. We have, for survivors, Godzilla, Anguirus, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Gigan, and Mechagodzilla. While for the EXE, there is an OC, or just original killer that I made for the game, and some other things, just because I like making OCs. The Vessel, which is basically a demon that took the form of Godzilla and mentally destroyed him by taking over his brain and making their brains connected in a way. So, aside from that, the Vessel is going to be a sort of a rush-down killer. He's going to be... His main style will probably be tunneling, or targeting, in a way. And yes, he is kind of based off 2011X, but at the same time he does have a few things that are different. And aside from that, you've obviously got the fact that the survivors are from different, like, universes. And for Godzilla, for example, he's from Rulers of Earth, the IDW comic. And, you know, it's gotten to the point where I wanted to make it, like, really variable. But there are going to be skins of the kaijus being from different games or stories. So, like, Godzilla will probably get a Millennium skin, or a Heisei skin, and Anguirus will probably get a Final Wars skin, or a Singular Point skin. It all just depends on if I want to add them, or how fun it'd be to actually add them. So, yeah. For the maps, there'll probably be, like, 3 maps to just start off with, because obviously there's not really a lot of places to vary for kaijus, and this will not be Monsterverse related at all. The Monsterverse will not be included in the game, and if I did want to include Monsterverse, it would be slight little references, like I'd probably add like a skin or a cosmetic or something. So yeah. But the maps, anyway, the maps would probably be Monster Island, Birth Island, and probably Skull Island. Yeah, Monster Island, Birth Island, Skull Island. But there will be some also fan-made maps to just lay out a little bit, because, you know, it's gotta be like that. But anyway, let's get into some other things. So the lore basically goes like this. A corrupted kaiju dimension, or like a corrupted Showa era or something, basically goes under the control of a demonic entity, and that demonic entity has control over the multiverse and has tons of universes in his palm, basically. So he's got Godzilla's universe and the other kaiju universes all together, and he sends the main kaiju or some others into this universe to play some games, and also invite some other hellish versions of the kaiju, or just some other things to make it a hell for our main survivors. So yeah, and once they win a match or an LMS or something, they will get sent into another timeline of it, a bit like Alka Memories, but obviously I don't want to be a copy, so there's another thing that also happens. That version of Godzilla is just taken out, that version of the kaiju gets taken out of existence and is replaced by one that has the skill but doesn't remember anything, and also just everything like that. So yeah, it's a bit like Alka Memories, but has my own twist on it. And that's pretty much all I had to say, honestly. But back to the start of the video. Remember, we need modelers, artists, conceptors, animators, coders, scripters, all that type of stuff. So I would be forever grateful if you decided to try and ask to be hired. But you'll have to go through a sort of like group chat and show your work personally to like basically get hired, or to be rated so that you could get hired. So yeah, that's all really. Thanks so much for watching, and hope to see what happens in the future.